You are listening to The Guide, entertainment.ie's weekly TV podcast with Fiona Flynn and David O'Shaughnessy.
Hi there and welcome to an episode of The Guide podcast, our TV podcast here at entertainment.ie. I'm here with David O'Shaughnessy and I am Fiona Flynn, and we are going to be talking about all the best and I was going to say worst, but we're not really.
No, we're not really. We're going to ignore the worst.
We'll go to that a different podcast. The greatest and our favourite TV shows of 2015, which there's actually a shed load of.
Yeah, we did a list and it ended up being 33 shows.
33 shows, and that's, feel like that was just scraping the surface. There's still loads, but we have the kind of main ones in there and our favourite ones. So I think we have our own top fives.
Yeah, there are
and
also plenty of TV
society's
moments.
top five.
Yeah, we need to include as well.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe do you want to kick it off there with one of yours?
Oh, well, I struggled to get it down to 10.
Yeah.
And I think there's notable absences for my 10, which I'll reveal now. My notable absences, first of all, are Game of Thrones.
Is it in your top 10?
It's in my top 10, but not my top 5.
Not your top 5?
It's not in my top 5. Game of Thrones is not in my top 5. Neither is The Walking Dead.
Do I even know you?
I know. Neither is The Walking Dead. Neither is The Leftovers. Neither is Girls. And neither is Transparent.
These are the only shows you've talked about all year.
I know.
Did you have some other secret TV watching that you didn't tell me about?
Well, yes, sort of. But no, these are shows that I was going through all the lists. And I was going through the shows, and when they're all on the list in front of you, I was looking at them, being like, which are the ones that I sit down and I'm like, yes, as I watch them, and then afterwards I'm like, I feel great now. Yeah. That was great. Which to me is like a really good television watch. Or the ones that
you don't feel like that about
while
Game of
I'm
Thrones?
watching them, I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I do, but I feel like Game of Thrones, it's so big now. I almost don't know if it's pandering to us in that kind of way. Yeah. Whereas I feel the other ones that are on my top 5 are very much, some of them are core, some of them are new, but when I love them, I love them. And now you're making me rethink them. I'm like, maybe Game of Thrones should be in the top 5.
It's in mine. I think is it sad that it's my number 1 show still? Like, it just is.
It's your number 1. I can't even number my top 5.
It's the only one that I like. I don't know. I'm so invested in. Like, I'm just so incredibly invested in it. I don't know why I just don't read the books and go all the way. I keep rattling the Christmas tree.
It's okay. If you hear any rattling, it's our beautiful fibre optic Christmas tree because we're festive. Who are
not watching. But so I think Game of Thrones is definitely. I think it's in my top 3 anyway. For the year. But go on anyway. I'm curious. What has made your top 5?
Okay. Well, you're going to agree on the. Maybe I'll keep. No, yeah, we'll agree on the first one.
Okay.
Catastrophe.
Yes.
Definitely top 5.
Yeah, we did a whole podcast.
We did a whole podcast on Catastrophe.
Which Aaron Morgan listened to.
Yay! Rob Delaney, don't know if he did. He didn't let us know. He should let us know.
He favorited the tweet. Like, that's what more can we ask?
Yeah.
He's a busy man.
We'll send him a transcript. It's fine.
Exactly.
Catastrophe, it came out of nowhere this year, which is really weird to think that Catastrophe started this year.
It started this year. It started in January,
isn't
it? Yeah.
So, we've had 2 seasons in 1 year, which is a blessing.
Exactly.
And it is the first show in a long time that I've been must get home to watch it. Not I'll catch it later or I'll get it on demand. I was I have to be home to watch it when it's on. I left occasions to be oh no, Catastrophe's on 10 minutes, I have to go. And one that I've been sitting there and laughing so hard that I've had to pause it and then go back because I've missed dialogue because it's just so good.
It is. The writing in it is incredible and the two of them are just such a good pairing. Yeah.
No, I mean nail on the head in terms of everything in that show.
Yeah, it's
writing, directing, acting, even the costumes, you know, so real.
Yeah, her dress sense is amazing.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry, but I love Catastrophe, but I'm I just have overly sung its praises so much that I'm almost
you can't if you talk about it anymore.
If I talk about it anymore, but it is
that
a
old
fantastic
violin.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show, and it's gotten to America now on Amazon Prime. So
well, hopefully they'll love it as much as we do.
Exactly.
Do you want to go? Or I'll do my top 5.
I will tell you one of mine.
Okay.
I have Catastrophe in there as well. Obviously, I have Game of Thrones, as I said. Master of None is in there.
I have not gotten around to even watching this yet.
I don't know if I have it in there because it's the most recent one I've watched and it was so good. And I also totally name dropping now interviewed Aziz Ansari and I can still never say his name.
Oh my God, look at you dropping those names.
Saturday, yeah. But excuse me, it was just a brilliant show. Totally took me by surprise. It's kind of funny in that it's half hour, but each episode is almost like a movie in itself. And
really?
It doesn't. Yeah, it's really kind of like Louis or almost like Woody Allen type of thing as well. And you're watching it, it's not what you kind of initially expect. So it's kind of the first episode. You're like, what is this? Is this that funny? But it's not you're not laugh out loud type of funny. It's very much more like a quieter type of humor that you have, so you really enjoy it and you find it funny. But like I watched it with my housemate and we went through the whole season, and like we weren't laughing as much as we would say with something like Community or like Parks and Recreation, but it was still funny, just in a really kind of not so obvious way.
Okay, how many episodes are there? How long is it?
I think there's only 8. Is there 8 to 10 in the first
half
season?
Hours. Okay.
Half hour. Yeah, I think they're about 35 minutes, so just over. But and it follows the main character, who's played by Dev, or who plays by Aziz. Still can't say his name. My friend was trying to train me how to say his name before the interview. But anyway,
Rhymes with
Dev. Yeah, I know. Aziz.
There you go.
He plays the main guy, and it's kind of all about like his love life and loads of different things. But each episode tackles certain, not in a really like obnoxious way, but tackles an issue. So it's got like an episode about his parents, which everyone has been going crazy for. And it goes back and forth in time and shows how they kind of emigrated over to America, and kind of the guilt we all feel and how we treat our parents, that kind of way, but not in a funny way. It's handled. There's also an episode about like women and how they're kind of treated, and like there's another episode about infidelity. Like each one, there's a whole thing about a relationship as well. Like there's one episode which pretty much is his whole entire relationship over the course of like a year or two, that way. Like it's just, so it's totally different than anything else out there, and it's brilliantly written, and totally wasn't expecting it from Aziz Ansari. So you definitely have to check it out, and it is definitely one of the TV shows of the year.
Wow, okay, a latecomer. Okay, another one that's in my top 5 is one that's been around for ages now, and I like it, again, it's one of the ones that when I watch it, I like get like the absolute like buzz of watching it, and like when I get to sit down, I'm like, yes, a good old episode of The Good Wife. Like,
yes.
It has faded. Like, it's not as good as it used to be.
Really?
But it's still so much better than other things out there, and I enjoy watching an episode of The Good Wife so much. Just the back and forth and the cutting it and just the adventures of Alicia Florrick I could watch for the rest of my life. Juliana Margulies is just so good, and it's so just whip smart and just on things, and it's fun. Like, it's a real fun show to watch. Like,
yeah, I only ever watch random episodes of it, and everyone keeps telling me just watch it from the beginning, but then I know I'm going to like lose days and days of my life, so I'm kind of saving it for like a bad tummy flu or something and just get hooked on The Good Wife. But any episode I've ever seen of it is really enjoyable. Like, you can watch, the way, because I mean it's all those kind of law stuff. They have usually one case or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy them as standalone episodes. So yeah, I've always kind of watched it that way, but and I didn't really give it that much, I don't know, attention really when it first came out, even though a lot of people were talking about it. But yeah, it's stuck in there for how many seasons now?
It's currently in 7th, and it's supposedly its last.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. So it's like currently halfway through the 7th season. Still following Alicia Florrick as she struggles through the world of law, and her husband who committed infidelity is now running for governor. Like, there's so many things going on, and there's so many good actors and just good character moments in it that are just really well done, and it feels current in a way that's not like hammy. Like, they have their equivalent of Google and the equivalent of like Facebook, and they give them like hammy names like Chum Hum and like other things like that, but it's not like, it's saying that you think of cheese and like that. No, but they do it really well, and it's almost like they know it, or they're knowingly doing it. So they can point out, like, they have the whole thread last year, and this year it recurs again about like NSA and whistleblowing and like monitoring of people and how much like the government can listen on people and stuff like that. And then it's still a really fun, entertaining show about family and friends and work and stuff like that. It's great. So I love The Good Wife, and it's one of my...
kind of getting the vibe you do, that is a great show. One of the other ones that are on my list is, I actually mentioned earlier, is Community. Purely just a nod to it because it's finished up now, and
but one of the year?
Huh?
Of your...
Yeah, I think so.
Of the year?
I mean, I think it just has to be in there because it's the last one, and I've also watched, like, I spent the entire year watching it basically on every single hangover day I've had.
Okay.
So...
well, I mean, in that case, then yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we also have like honourable mention.
And we've quoted it for the entire year in this office. I know Jason's no longer with us.
Not
and
dead.
He's moved away. But screw you, Dave. I'm standing by it. Community's going in there purely because, but I mean, it's very much a personal one. I don't think it's, I mean, they're my favourite shows. I'm not saying it's the top 5 show of the year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do know. Yeah. Well, I agree. I think we should mention, Community's gone now. We've also lost Parks and Recreation this year.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
We've also lost Mad Men.
I'm sorry. Did you hear something?
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything. Sometimes we get crazy people.
Interlopers.
Yeah.
Mad Men's gone, which I
Mad Men's
never actually
gone.
got into, but I'm sure I'll watch when I have, 100 hours.
Yeah.
To swear.
Downton's finishing.
Downton's finishing.
Yeah.
But I hated Downton after the second season. So, like, it went from being good to awful.
Yeah.
So
I think, everyone was like huge hit. And I think people just stuck with it and watch it now purely because they invested so much into it at the beginning. I have to stop rattling around Christmas tree. Because they really, like, everyone talked about it the first few years. And now it's just like, I think people kind of are willing it to end. But it's the Christmas special in a few weeks. So we'll soon see how he wraps things up.
I'm sure it will end tragically.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Hannibal also wrapped up, which was a show that probably didn't really get its legs over here. I don't know if it has much of an audience anywhere.
Yeah.
It had a really cult following.
I just can't watch. I know it's supposed to be brilliant, but I just can't. I don't have a stomach for a show about someone that eats people.
Well, then you definitely don't have a stomach for the show, because it actually is the most...
It's supposed to be so grotesque. I just can't... Like, it's not that I can't handle it, but it's just that I can't handle it, to be honest. I just think it's disgusting. But I know it's supposed to be superb.
But yeah, those are the shows we lost.
Yes,
R.I.P.
exactly. R.I.P. Should do a little montage.
Montage. The, like, Titanic music.
No, Dave.
Okay, back to moi. Broad City.
Oh my god, my friend is constantly talking about Broad City.
Broad City is...
And every time she mentions it, she's like, why haven't you started watching it yet?
It's just one of the greatest things in the world.
It's not on TV.
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central. Oh, okay, that's what's on.
So
and that's how we always watch.
It is one of the best shows, I think, full stop, on television at the moment.
Amazing. God, I have to start watching it.
You have to start watching. I can't believe you don't. It's some people can't get into it, and I don't know why. I mean, don't want to go out on a limb here and say they don't have senses of humor, but it is just so uniquely who they are and their own tales and their own quirky comedy, but infinitely accessible because they're just so likable, and everything they do is just so like full of like, it doesn't have that typical like generational thing where they believe in themselves. They're like, we're just gonna make the best damn time of what we've got. It's not like, and they're not like, because they live in New York and it's two 20-something girls who don't live with each other trying to just make a go of it. And it's not like they're in like the city, and it's not like Lauren Conrad and stuff like that. And they're not wealthy and they're not upper middle class or anything like that. They're just trying to make a go of it. They live, like, one of them wants to work in the gym that she's a cleaner in. The other's in like a dead end job that she just manages to look through every week by like coming and going late and sleeping to the job. And like, it's her like blatant, like, ignoring of her responsibility that gets her through it, and the situations I find them in are ridiculous, but like so familiar and just really identifiable and hysterical at the same time. There are so many like bits and sketches that will just like, you're like, what is this? But it's amazing. Amy Poehler is the producer on it, if that's any more of a hook.
That is a huge
people who
hook.
don't watch
you should have opened with that.
And it's going into its third season, and they've already had
okay, so it's easy to catch up on. How many episodes is that
only
season?
Maybe 8 or 10 per season. It's it's not that big. And also, like, they've started getting like the cameos, like Patricia Clarkson was in it last year.
Oh, cool.
And Hillary Clinton is going to be in it this year.
Jesus.
I know, so you know.
Yeah.
If you're
definitely, that is one that I keep on meaning to get to, but
again, if you finish Community, upgrade to Broad City.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna give it a little asterisk. Watch. I'll watch over Christmas. So we're on me again, are we?
Yeah, we're on you.
Did I circle the other ones? Oh, Narcos. It's down the bottom.
Oh.
Narcos, remember?
Yeah, Narcos.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was brilliant.
I still haven't gotten past, I think, the first episode.
Yeah, it is. It's worth sticking with. It's really good. But it's, I think it got nominated for a Golden Globe as well, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, so
if
it's...
not more than one.
Yeah,
He got nominated for a Golden Globe. Mr. Narcos himself.
Mr. Narcos.
Mr. Narcos is his name. I can't remember it now. Yeah.
Yeah, God, his name's going in my head as well.
Yeah. And
the guy that played Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, I just have found with things on streaming services this year, I find it really hard just to like, go back and watch the next one.
Yeah.
If I don't have it's out tonight. Yeah. And here's the next episode next week. I don't know. It's a weird thing that I
know.
can't get into.
There's loads of shows like that on Netflix as well that I got halfway through, and then like Orange Is the New Black season 3. I have yet to go back and finish like, the third one. And I don't know. It's just you're so looking forward to it, and then they come out, and then you watch like 5 or 6 episodes, and you're like, yeah, that's great, but I kind of want to move on to something else now. And then I forget because it just sits there on my Netflix. But I know that's not the case for everyone. But anyway, yeah, I think Narcos should be in there. I thought it was really good, really well written, good bit of drama, kind of fulfilled the void left in my life with the drugs drama after Breaking Bad. I just liked how it was done. I thought it was kind of interesting as well because it is this kind of based on a true story. So about how this 2 DEA agents were after Pablo Escobar, and it had your man from Game of Thrones in it, which also helps.
Yeah.
What's his name? Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. So yeah, I think it's it was really good. I think it was definitely, you know, worth sticking with and worthy of the Golden Globe.
Okay.
Yeah.
My second last highlight of television of the year. You're the Worst.
You're the Worst.
No, You're the Worst. The show.
Yeah, you have this one in. This actually has been cropping up a lot recently.
It's
so tell us about You're the Worst.
So good. It's a half-hour comedy that starts out with a guy and a girl who hook up at a wedding. It's his ex. The bride is his ex. The bride is the girl's best friend's sister. So that's how they're both there. They don't know each other. She just knows he's the worst.
Yeah.
Because of the breakup, and she's also the worst because he catches her trying to like steal a blender from the thing, and then so they go off and hook up, and then the next day they kind of realize that they're both awful. Yeah. But they're sort of better when they're together. And so it then like the first and second seasons just follow them trying to figure out how to be not the worst, but not even that's an active thing. But they're like, oh, how do we like navigate a relationship when we both are people who've said we were not meant for relationships and we don't do this and we're both like messes in our own little unique ways, la 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 la. And it's very reflective of, I feel like, a lot of people I would know and the way people approach, like, you know, there's like not a standard of like what a relationship should be anymore, you know. People get together for all sorts of reasons after very long times, have things very casual, have things very serious, very quick. Like, no one's to judge. There's no judgment on any of it. But these ones are, they do it. And that makes it sound serious. They're actually also just like, they're constantly getting drunk, constantly just making horrible mistakes and bad life choices. But it's hilarious. They're doing it together. They both have like sidekick best friends who, like, in the 4th episode realized that they're the sidekicks. Yeah. So it's very meta, and it knows what it's doing a lot of the time. He's British, so there's lots of like
they realize they're the sidekicks.
Yeah, it's very good. Her best friend is like an absolute, like, it's not like a bimbo in a bimbo way, but is actually just like so entitled and so spoiled and knows nothing of the world. But you still like her because she's just so honest and also a mess. And they're all messes, but they get through it together. And this year, like, they just threw a really good, like, last year it was very fun and new and fresh. This season it was like they had like an arc going over the season that kind of, it was a curveball and it wasn't what you were expecting from this comedy. And then one of the episodes kind of moved away from, like, the first 15 minutes you were like, am I watching the wrong show? Like, what? It feels like it's the same show, but I've never met these people before. And then it clicks what's going on and you're like, oh, it's doing this. And it's genius and it's brilliant. And the whole season has been fantastic. There's only like, I think there's 13 episodes in each season, so you can catch up. Well worth it.
On my list.
Fantastic thing. Oh, again, add it to your list.
There's so many though. Even look at the list we made. There's loads I have to go back and watch. Loads of ones that have been hugely recommended. Which one of them we just have to talk about is Mr. Robot. Which
but
everyone is talking about. And it's just seemed to have taken off.
It was one of those ones that, as the season kicked off, I was like, it's called Mr. Robot. I'm not going to take a gamble on that. My
Why would they call it Mr. Robot?
I have no idea. Maybe it'll become apparent when we're watching it.
It's probably more apparent when you're watching it. It's supposed to be about a hacker, basically. And as he's kind of going up against some multinational company. And I think it's just supposed to be really smart and really well written and really well acted. And everyone has been talking about it. It was kind of one of those ones where kind of snuck up into conversations the last few months. And now it's just sort of out and out become one of the best TV shows of the year. So... yeah, according to my sources. Sources
say. Of like all the TV shows out there, like I'm gonna have a list now of like, it's almost half of the list that we have I have not watched or finished because it just like something. I'm gonna rattle them up. Jessica Jones, people. I'm only on the 3rd episode and it's supposed to be so good. Daredevil, I didn't get past the 2nd episode. Mad Men, I said I'd never watched. Fargo, I've never gotten around to watching. Mr. Robot, not yet. Better Call Saul, I watched the first episode, didn't really like it. Orange is the New Black, as we said, gave up. On a halfway season, I don't think I'm going to go back.
That happens to me with Orange is the New Black, though. When it's coming back, I'll
watch the
final 5-6 episodes.
I don't think I'm going to bother.
Are you not?
I think I'm done. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's no hook there anymore.
I'm just, once I go 2 seasons in, I'm like, you have me.
No.
That's it.
Well, I said to the person who's still watching Grey's Anatomy, I can't talk about it.
Well, sure, Grey's Anatomy is just a staple.
I know. It's like what would I do?
Yeah, at this point.
The Affair never got started.
That is a juicy one. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Inside Amy Schumer, I blow in and blow out of.
Yeah, I just watched the viral stuff, which is essentially what the show is, I guess. So,
it's all those clips. But like, I'd like to actually watch them
the beginning to end of
yeah,
the show.
and see what she does, because I do like her bits in between when she does like on the street
Yeah,
vox pops.
exactly. Yeah, and she's so hot right now, as they say.
So hot right now. Up for Golden Globe. Modern Family, which I've given up on. But,
have you?
Yeah.
Still, it's one of the ones that, again, it's kind of like Grey's Anatomy or that. Like, it's just accepted that it's there and it's a good show. And like anytime I see it on TV, and which is always on Sky, that like you just end up, I don't know, from start to finish, I still love it. It's one of those kind of rare ones that are actually just on TV all the time that you still crack up and laugh at. So it's not like, I mean, at this point, I feel like it's just Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Modern Family on TV pretty much these days, comedy-wise. So, I think Modern Family deserves a mention.
Yeah, okay. Well, Master of None, also I have not got around to watching, as I said. Wolf Hall, I didn't read the book, and I was kind of like oblivious to it being on TV.
Yeah, that was really good. And actually, the guy, his name is gone out of my head now, who played not Damian Lewis, who was in Homeland. He was the king in it, but there's the guy that played Thomas Cromwell, I think. I'm sorry if I'm getting the name wrong, but he got a Golden Globe nomination as well.
Oh, okay.
So well deserved. He was absolutely brilliant in it, and he's this really well known theatre actor that this is kind of, I think he's done a bit of movies and TVs before, but this was his first like kind of big thing.
Yeah, I remember people talking about him at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So he was brilliant in it, and so was Damian Lewis. Even though you kind of had to get past the fact that he wasn't trying to, terrorize the country, and was actually he actually was terrorizing. It was he was just terrorizing women, really.
Yeah.
But no, it was very good. Again, it was very Englishy and like obviously enough, because it's about King Henry VIII. But it was great, yeah. Like from start to finish, it did like hook you in, because I thought even when I was sitting down to watch it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be really boring and Downton-y. But it was good, yeah. Definitely worth the mention.
Okay, my last one, it's not my number one, but it's just in my top 5 because I can never tell you. It's called Please Like Me.
Please Like Me.
Yeah.
Where do you get these TV shows
from? It's
an
Australian comedy.
Please Like Me.
It's in its 3rd season. Okay. It's airing now. It's by a comedian called Josh Thomas, which is a very hard name I just realised to say quickly.
Oh, there it is.
It's written by him and his friend, who also stars, and it's basically about, he's just like a 20-something guy in Australia and living with his friends. And again, it's in the same vein that they're not like Broad City and kind of like You're the Worst. They're flawed people, but they're also not like, they don't have all this endless cash and everything like that. So what they do is very like, he cooks a lot, and so every episode is titled after the food that he's cooking. Yeah. And then like as the different, and it also deals with mental illness, because his mother is bipolar, and the first episode starts with her trying to kill herself, which doesn't sound like a light topic for a comedy, but it plays with it very well, because it's it's semi-autobiographical. So like his own mother is dealt with bipolar and everything like that. So it works in a really well way. So he comes from a place of truth, so you know that he's just not making fun of the whole situation. The mother is Deborah Lawrence, who was the second Pippa from Home and Away. So it's a familiar face, isn't it?
Burnett Pipper.
Yeah. And Caitlin Stacey, who was in Neighbours.
Oh, okay.
And
sure, I know what to say.
You would. I know they're Aussie actors pop up in it every now and then. And it's hysterical. As I said, like, it's over the top 5 shows, like Catastrophe, like Broad City, like You're the Worst. When they come on, and I have to pause it because I'm laughing. Yeah. Or things happening that like I'm grinning. I find myself grinning watching it and like reacting audibly. Yeah. And that's very rare for me when I watch TV anymore. Yeah. Even with the likes of Game of Thrones, when like something shocking happens, and I'm like, I'm just like, or even like The Walking Dead, I just find like I'm tense for like 45, 50 minutes. But this is when I'm like full on guffawing, having to pause it, and you feel good afterwards. Yeah. So all
yours are comedies.
That's the other thing I realised as well. Yeah, well, The Good Wife, I suppose, it's not a drama.
Actually, a lot of mine are comedies. Well, 2 are comedies.
Like, it's like, I don't know, I realised that after, and also, like, 3 of the 5 either produced or written or starring women.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Power to the ladies.
Yeah. It's like a Bechdel test.
Yeah, exactly. And True Detective, I just feel we should just talk about it, because we did a whole podcast on it, and it was one of the most anticipated shows of 2015.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, exactly, one of the biggest disappointments of 2015. It was just so, we've talked about it so much, it was so over and complicated. Even when I think about it now, I get a headache.
I actually just no time, no energy.
It was like, it definitely, like, it had some redeeming qualities, and I don't know. I feel like it was on such a
Look, it brought Colin Farrell back into our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Colin Farrell, that was the best part about it. Yeah. He was very good at it.
He actually is. And I even since then, with what's he done since? He's done
a load of movies now.
Not the Scorpion. Has Lobster.
Oh, the Lobster.
The Scorpion.
Yeah. He's definitely having another moment.
Yeah, exactly. He's in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is out next year.
Yeah, exactly. So he's doing very well.
Yeah. What was your number one?
My number one was Game of Thrones. Remember?
We started with your number one.
Yeah.
Why is it your
I
number?
also had Catastrophe, so we talked about that was one of yours as well. Yeah. So that was my 5. And we couldn't find any Irish TV shows for the list that we felt were
no
Love Hate. You see, that's the problem. No Love Hate, and then the one that replaced it, which I still can't think of the name of, was the 4-part one where there was a tiger kidnapping set down in Wexford, and it was grand. It was entertaining enough, but it wasn't that brilliant.
Yeah.
But I think I'm getting really excited about the Rebellion show that's starting in January. But sure, we'll talk about that in a different podcast.
Final honourable mention of the year, because it's not really, it doesn't fit into like drama or comedy categories. It would never be nominated for a Golden Globe, hopefully for a BAFTA, considers to win it, is The Great British Bake Off, which for the first time this year I fully got invested in, and oh my god, I'm so happy I did.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god. I
never get that invested in it. I watched a little bit of it.
I think it was the golden year. Also from the first episode, I was like, Nadia. Yeah. I'm not just saying that, I was like, Nadia. Like, she is dead, because her face, every time anything went wrong, was like, huh? Like, or it was like so expressive and so it was just so, like, everyone in it, there was no villain this year. Everyone just really like wanted everyone to do well.
Yeah.
And you fell for them, and it was even more complicated than it's ever been, and it was more over the top, and the things they did were great. Yeah. And like, it was very reflective of the times, and it was really like, people said it was a fix, but I don't think it was at all. Yeah. And it was a lovely thing that there was like a British Muslim woman who identified her first thing was like, I'm a mum.
Yeah.
Who likes to bake.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm British and the fact that I'm a Muslim are just like secondary things. If you're making it about that, that's your problem. I just do me. And it was a lovely thing to reflect about, the world at the time.
You do you.
Exactly. Yeah. And she's also the best. And it was just such a fun watch. And I still like that. And also the celebrity version, which was like back in March.
Yeah.
So Dame Edna Everage on it, and I was just, I'll never stop laughing at her trying to cook a biscuit and it's sticking to the tin, and then her cutting it off with scissors.
Oh god.
It was just a golden TV moment of the year.
So yeah, and the Great Irish Bake Off was good as well.
I'm sure it was.
Great. Well, I think that sums it up. Me words good.
Yeah. Thanks 2015.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't suck as much as you thought you would.
It was great. House of Cards, I think we mentioned that as well. That's coming back soon too. There's so many. You could actually be talking about them all day. But yeah, those are our favourites anyway. But no doubt people have a zillion others that they will be able to recommend. I'm sure.
Or if you think there's a glaring omission.
Yeah, which there probably is. We'll probably think of it on the way home.
Fair City.
Fair City. Oh my god. Start the whole thing over. Although Red Rock is doing pretty well, but yeah, we could forget them. Why isn't there a really good Irish TV show at the moment, though?
I don't know. I do not know.
It's off, there's no really good, solid drama like that. Literally, Red Rock is probably all we have going. Ross and Maroon, maybe. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for listening, and let us know if we have left any out.